Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and I am with Joe.
Hey, man.
And Claire is back.
Hey.
Is this 2 weeks in a row?
No.
No, it's
like
every other week.
It's like every other
Wow.
for like the past 3 or something.
yeah, way to go.
And then I'm out for a long time.
Jimmy told us he'd be here forever after saving the whales yet again. Really, he's just failing the whales every other week. Maybe this week you'll get it right.
I watched a really interesting thing while I was at home from work about swimming with humpback whales.
What? Tell us.
Well, I mean, you just brought up the whales again,
Yeah.
but there's an area where you can go and like be with the humpbacks. I want to say it's in the Bahamas or some stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you can go swim with the actual whales in the winter season.
That's
Looks
what
great.
Jimmy doing?
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy doing?
So I don't think that he's actually saving any whales. I think he's just going and swimming.
Yeah, it's possible he's just lying to us and he's not actually saving the whales every other week.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of unlikely that that's what he's been doing, right?
You'd think he
Maybe.
would.
You
Be
saved one
honest.
whale, you save them all.
That's how it works. Well, speaking of saving whales, and people's love for nature, it is almost Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
So close.
So close. So today we're doing Netflix's Love.
Oh.
See how we did that? 'Tis the season.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I do love a good.
Like themed show.
I mean that, and I love a good Valentine's Day.
We
moment.
should just you could keep the love title for this show, but then let's just cancel watching the show and let's just talk about love for 60 minutes.
I could look up
I don't think
like
anyone wants
like
to listen.
relationship questions or something like that.
Yeah, we'll just take a detour and just.
Should we
yeah.
open up like a Plenty of Fish account and then answer the questions?
and then end up catfishing someone?
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that when we get back.
Let's catfish Jimmy.
We'll try to seduce married Jimmy on Catfish.
Mm-hmm.
I want nothing to
On
do
Plenty
with
of Fish?
this. Nothing.
Plentyofcatfish.com.
And also, I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted some TV and some calzones tonight. I wasn't getting deep.
You didn't want to catfish Jimmy.
No. I don't want to do that. But we can watch Love.
Okay, we can.
Apparently.
What do you know about this show?
Absolutely nothing. You just told me it's on Netflix.
Yeah, you didn't even know that.
And then you said, Joe's going to like someone in this. So my retort was, is it someone from Community? And then you didn't answer my question.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so smart.
The answer is yes, it is someone from Community. Do you know who?
No,
Could you even name?
if I squint, I'm hoping I could read the screen, but I wouldn't know who it was.
Those are pretty small words for someone all the way across the room.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you
Does
know
Joe
who it is, Joe?
Yeah, I've actually seen the pilot of this.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So wait, did you watch any more?
No. I
Oh,
didn't.
this is gonna. So you already didn't want to watch more of this show. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, for reasons we'll discuss after we watch the first episode together.
But it's Gillian Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say her name?
I think it's Gillian.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe it's a GIF thing again.
Oh, no.
No, I think I heard Dan Harmon say her name.
Maybe
one
it's
time.
Jillian Jacobs.
Jillian Jacobs.
But yeah, it's starring Britta.
Which character? Oh, Britta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Britta from Community, and it's a Judd Apatow production.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
People like Judd Apatow, right?
Was this early Netflix?
No. 20. The show went for 3 seasons, 34 episodes, and it aired from. First season was February 19th, 2016, and then the third season came out on March 9th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a funny thing is we've never watched a Netflix original show, have we?
Yeah, I guess not.
So
Ooh, the new era.
yeah, we're really coming into 2017 right now.
Well, The Americans. Isn't that a Netflix?
No. It was like an AMC or FXX or something like that.
Yeah.
We've watched a lot of shows on the Flicks, but not ones that have specifically aired on the Netflix.
Yeah, we're just.
Well, didn't they just start canceling? Wasn't it kind of an open-ended contract for a while, and then that was a big deal with?
They started killing off some stuff when they just had open-ended stuff before.
There's paths on Netflix that I don't even know exist because they only show me such a small bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do not know how to utilize Netflix to find new things. It's terrifying to me.
There's like a browse option on the side.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. It still keeps you within a bubble. Like,
it doesn't let me see everything. Like, if I look at Joe's, it's very different.
Yeah.
What
No,
I
mean,
see.
I bet if us three looked at each other's Netflix, it'd be very interesting. Now, if we looked at my single Hulu that we all watch,
Oh man.
still very interesting.
still very interesting. But yeah, but the fun thing I thought about, I was like, oh man, luckily we've had instances where shows have aired on the same day, but since they're not two-parters, we don't watch it, because if we hadn't really solidified our rules, technically we'd have to watch the very first season of Love,
Because it all dropped on the same day.
because it all dropped on the same day, because the air date technically for
Yeah.
every single episode and the season is the same day.
That's such a weird way that we watch TV now.
Yeah, it's just like the instant gratification of our culture, where you just need to, like, I want it all right now, and then you can watch it at your own pace. But like Netflix Punisher season 2 just came out. I mean, I watched that whole season. 12 episodes. I watched the whole season in a week.
I feel like I want to maybe take a Netflix show and then watch it week by week. See if I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, as in like one episode, like you pick Tuesdays.
And then take like the dumb 2
Yeah.
weeks off at, a holiday break.
That'd be more fun if you had like people you could do that with.
Yes. I would
So
need
you
to
weren't
have a
just doing it by
show.
yourself. Yeah.
Anybody out there want to watch a show with me on Netflix? We'll watch it once a week. Maybe we could talk about it.
Come up with some theories.
Tweet at them.
At F&L Podcast.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll end up doing it with Love.
Probably not. If you only watch one episode, I'm not really feeling like I'm going to be into this, or I'm really going to be into this.
Well, I was
Maybe.
gonna say, you and Joe don't have the same necessarily.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, you watch PBS. Joe watches Creed.
I love
Creed.
PBS.
See, it's different. You guys are different things. So Joe, you've seen this pilot. I think I've seen a couple minutes of the show.
Well, why am I even here?
A couple minutes.
Why are you here?
Like, I'm pretty sure.
Why did it get us shut off? Because like Jimmy wanted to do it for the podcast? Because I was told by these gentlemen that they, are doing this because you're not here and you wanted to watch it.
I try to pick shows that Jimmy would really love when he misses the podcast. It's what I try to do.
Save those whales, Jimmy.
Make a show about whales.
I think he
and we'll
probably
watch
just had a
that.
good idea, or maybe he knew something.
I mean, I think he wanted to watch it this week because it's Valentine's Day and the show's called Love. I mean, it's the main guy in it. What's his name? Is it Paul Rust? No, what? I'm in the wrong spot here.
He looks like a Paul Rust, though.
I think it is Paul. No, I think it is Paul Rust.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna click.
Oh, yep, that's him.
Yeah, it's still him. He's one of the producers on the show, apparently.
Yeah.
So
It's Paul Rust. He's the dude. And
so is it nerdy dude and cool girl,
I think it's like Paul
or
Rust.
crazy girl?
I think Paul Rust is nerdy dude, and Gillian is like kind of like mildly unstable. Like kind of
Great.
scares him a little bit.
like every female character.
but she's intriguing, so the nerd dude wants to get with her.
Well, she's also very attractive.
Truth.
This is true.
And
he's,
this guy is
and-
Paul Rust.
and he's a total weenie.
It's all about the personality.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure he's really funny.
But so she's gonna be crazy though. So this is another like crazy girl show where the girl is crazy and the boy is smart and has to fix her.
That a
can't-
prediction?
Why can't we just decide that
Or a
maybe
spoiler.
I don't know, Joe. You've seen it.
it's a guarantee? Maybe she's not crazy. Maybe she's just spontaneous and fun, and we can go with that.
Best case scenario.
She's probably portrayed as crazy, though.
Oh, great.
I don't know. What other? I'm gonna get like hell for this, but I'm gonna. Clicked on the wrong thing. I was gonna see like what are Judd Apatow like stuff, because I forget. Freaks and Geeks, Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Trainwreck. Anybody see that?
Oh, that's the Amy Schumer movie? Have not.
No, I haven't seen either.
Did you just hover over the big sick?
Probably. Did I? I don't even know. He also has producing credits for like Superbad and Anchorman and stuff like that. So yeah. I mean, I know I've watched Judd Apatow stuff, and I feel like I've liked some of it, not all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like he had some hand in like Zack and Miri make a porno or something like that.
Yeah. It's a lot of young adults dealing with relationship stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there is kind of a like ongoing trope of like kind of a dopey idiot stoner guy with like hot ladies.
Yeah. Well, is that? I mean, Judd Apatow's not a bad looking guy, but he's not like the hottest dude in the world.
His wife is in all his movies. What's her name?
What is his wife's name?
She's like
Leslie
Mann.
Mann.
Yeah, that's her.
Who is
I've
that?
seen her and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Like she's in a lot of those comedies that you just mentioned. Obviously,
yeah, she's in pretty much all his movies. I'm trying
Okay.
to think of like her bigger roles.
She's been in her roles as the cable guy, George of the Jungle, Big Daddy. Oh, she was the wife in Big Daddy. Because
You
I've seen,
love Big Daddy.
I've just seen it.
She's the wife in Funny People. I remember that. Yeah.
Big Daddy was stuck in the TV at one of my old jobs, so that was the only thing I got to watch every single day during lunch. So I've seen a lot of Big Daddy.
I just don't know why you wouldn't just turn it off. You just don't want to talk to people, or
Well, you don't eat. I was working at a bank, so it was like you got to go eat lunch, and everyone else had to work, so you were just by yourself.
Oh.
So if I wasn't reading a book, which I did a lot too, but
You just had like a personal lunch where no one bugs you.
yeah,
Oh, like it wasn't playing at the bank. It was like playing in like a back room somewhere.
yeah. It wasn't Big Daddy.
No,
If I walked into my bank and Big Daddy was playing on the TV, I'd probably walk right out.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I'd be like, dope. But I haven't seen it now for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's been, but
I want to. The next time you watch it, let me know. I feel like that'd be a fun thing. You'll like laugh at every joke before it happens.
Big Daddy's funny. It's funny. Big Daddy's funny.
And I'm gonna not think it's funny at all, but that's okay. It'll be fun to watch.
Big Daddy's funny.
Big Daddy's fine.
Have
If-
you seen it?
Yeah. You haven't seen Big Daddy?
I don't know.
If there's one thing I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that Big Daddy is way better than Little Nicky.
Big Daddy's way better than a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
So we are talking about love.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, but we're talking about Judd Apatow and his wife Leslie Mann.
Yeah.
So she might be in the show. I'll keep an eye out for her.
Cool.
I'm gonna say we're gonna see her in this first episode,
Yes.
Awesome.
and then maybe never again, because we're not
Okay.
gonna watch the entire show.
So let's talk about this first episode.
Yeah.
All right. How many times have you been in love?
Why are you asking me deep? Like, whew. Okay.
Sweating.
I was also saunaing today, so it's just residual. I would say that I think that it's gonna be like a quirky thing where they meet each other,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're
Little meet
stuck
cute.
together. They're awkwardly stuck together for a while, like because they
Mm-hmm.
have to have a reason to have to be together, and then they're gonna like fall like fast, but they're
Oh,
bad
so you think they're
for each
gonna
other.
like meet in an elevator, and the elevator's gonna stop, and they're gonna be stuck together?
Something like
Something
that.
they're gonna-
There's gonna be trouble, or
I kinda-
something's not working, or
I'm gonna go the opposite of you, just for
yeah, do it.
the sake
I'll
of
be
programming. I think that they meet, but they kind of like cross paths in the first
Ooh.
episode. Like,
Mhm.
like he does something, she's doing something, and they're like at a Target,
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
she like drops her eggs in front of him, and he's like, oh, crazy, and then like they leave, and then later on, 5-10 minutes later in the episode, next day, technically or whatever, then they like meet each other,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I remember you. You're the egg dropping chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can afford to take it slow, because if people are like, wait, I need more, you just pop on the next episode.
Because the next episode is ready for you.
Yeah, it's already
you-
playing when the credits are rolling.
I think one of them is just getting out of a bad breakup, though.
Okay.
Like that's gonna play into the trope.
Somebody's heartbroken in this
Yeah.
first episode.
Josh,
So they're not
when were
quite
you
ready.
the most heartbroken?
Oh my.
Well,
Oh
there,
God.
there was this bunny that I used to live. And then it got eaten by the dog. No, I was kidding.
Not that video again.
Not, oh no, that's a deer eating a bird.
Yeah, same
It's different.
thing.
It's different. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's gonna start off because I think those are the two main characters for the
Mhm.
show. So I assume it's gonna be like her story for like 5 minutes, his story for 5 minutes. The crossover follows one of them, and then it switches back to the other one, and that's when they meet again. And that's kind of the end of the episode, where they establish like, oh man, I just can't get rid of you, can I? And then cliffhanger.
Mine is they cross paths, something quirky happens, they have to be together. Shaboom, shebang.
Stuck in an elevator, locked in a bank vault, that kind of thing.
Locked in a bank vault watching Big Daddy.
It can happen.
Josh, his dream.
Oh my God. How'd you meet your wife? Me and her got locked in a bank vault and we watched Big Daddy over and over and over again. Weird. Why don't we dive into it?
Let's do it.
Well, let's do it. All right. We'll see you guys after the premiere, I guess, of Love.
Question mark? I wish the show was called Love question mark.
Love? And we're back from Love. We're loved. Everyone's loving.
Yeah.
No?
Hey, Joe, pass me my sheet.
She needs a sheet. We watched the first episode called It Begins, and this is the write-up. Gus on a set on... Oh, I can't read. Oh, it's coming out. I can't read, guys.
You got it. You can do it.
Gus, an on-set tutor, is in a long-term relationship with Natalie. Gus angrily breaks up with Natalie when she reveals that she cheated on him and says he's not nice, just fake nice. Mickey, a program manager at a satellite radio station, is in an on-again, off-again relationship with a cocaine addict, Eric. Gus gets involved in a threesome and freaks out when he finds out that the girls are sisters. Mickey gets a call from Eric and decides to meet him at what she assumes will be a bar, only to find out that it is a spiritual meeting called Bliss House. The next morning, Gus meets Mickey at a store and offers to pay for her coffee because she's not carrying a wallet.
Boom. And that's how you love.
And we've learned to love.
Okay, so everyone out there listening, would you write love with the V as the heart or the O as the heart? That's what I thought.
I would do O.
Yeah, I heard some people say E, and I think you need to rethink that, listeners.
Wait, E.
Oh, geez.
E.
Okay, well, I wrote it with the, and I was apparently wrong.
Well, I mean, it's just an artistic direction.
I did it both ways.
Looking at it, it's clearly got to be on the O.
Let me see. L-O. Yeah, the O looks better to me.
Okay, well.
Looking at it, I would go O.
Feel free to doodle along.
But when you make your own show named Love, you can do the V, and it's your decision, so it's fine.
So neither of our predictions were correct.
Yeah, they didn't even intersect. Like, they didn't meet each other at all.
Yeah.
Until the last, minute.
Yeah, right at the end.
Right at the end.
I did parallel notes and then made the connections because it seemed like everything that happened for one character would then quickly happen for the other character.
Okay.
So breakups, hookups, jobs, like everything happened in the same order for both characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I have two ideas as to why Joe did not continue to watch the show.
Well, I saw a boobie, so that's one reason why.
Okay, you're with me on it. There was too much sex for Joe.
Definitely.
Too much discussion of sex, too much actual sex.
Oh, so Joe not only just doesn't like seeing sex, he actually doesn't even like discussion of sex.
I mean, I can't speak for Joe. Joe.
No, let's just talk about Joe while he's in the room being quiet.
There wasn't much discussion of sex in this show.
Yeah, they really talk about it that much.
There's a lot of having the sex.
They had the sex.
So maybe they need to discuss it
The
more.
most discussion about sex was when he was doing Gus was having a threesome with two college girls, or like starting one essentially. And then he was like, "You guys can just kiss or whatever," which to me kind of a weird thing to say in that scenario. Maybe like a little
carry
bit.
on.
Like he was like giving them instructions.
He was going to get a condom.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he was doing something. You didn't want them to be like awkward and sitting or something. I was like, "What if they want to do it? They'll just do it." But then they were like, "No, we're sisters." And then he flipped out.
Which I totally understand, and you guys both thought was weird.
I don't think it's weird that you think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's fine for either one to not think it's weird or whatever.
I just feel like at the point that you're having a threesome, shit's out the window anyway.
Once I'm saying being Gus in that scenario, he's already like they're already like down to their underwear. Like he's getting up to get a condom. They have their boobies out. Like
what if it was brothers?
it's the same thing.
You'd
like,
be totally down.
I'm not saying that I want to bang with my brother. Like,
But if it was like the scenario.
so I'm
you're
in a
with two
three-way.
guys
I'm
or
three-weighing two
girls,
dudes.
Whatever.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we know what we're
Gender
doing.
is not a thing, but it is. But it isn't. I don't really
It
know.
matters when you say the word
2019, right?
brothers because you're being specific. But
siblings in a sexual
but they're not.
mingling
But
situation
to the person
or
who's
watching.
but to the person who's not a sibling, like what's the difference?
I'm just not into that kind of
Yeah,
sex,
what I'm
I
saying.
guess.
Yeah,
I don't,
that's what I'm saying.
So weird.
To the sisters, I think yes, it probably should have mattered.
Yeah. But if he's like, oh, you're both okay with this, then like whatever.
He's not doing anything.
Didn't
He's not like connecting them in a weird way by like having sex with them individually while they're like on the same bed.
Isn't that like a thing that like twins do? They'll like have sex with people and be like, "Oh, it's fine, we're sisters." Like I watched, there's some Australian chick who like has a lot of plastic surgery, but they're twins, so they both do it, and they have sex with the same guy. They call him like that's their boy because they're trying to be the same person. You guys are both looking at me like I'm crazy, but didn't also Hugh Hefner have a thing where he like hooked up with twins?
I'm sure Hugh Hefner hooked up with pretty much whatever you could name.
I just
he's hooked up with
really
a lot
am
of
worried. I
things.
feel like those people need therapy.
I'm sure he's hooked up with triplets.
Oh, is that actually? I don't know.
Oh, I would put $5 on the fact that Hugh Hefner hooked up with triplets.
Okay,
what I'm
so-
saying it wouldn't be Hugh's problem. It's not Gus's problem. It is the problem of the siblings.
So you're like, fine, like I'm gonna take my penis and I'm gonna enter it into one vagina, and then I'm gonna enter it into their sibling's vagina, and that's totally fine with you.
I'm not.
What's the difference?
Hey,
I
number
mean,
one.
like,
I am so grossed out right now.
It's their decision, and it's whatever.
but to Gus,
I'm very sex positive.
To
but
Gus-
like, come on.
to Gus, these are just two random college girls. What's the difference? Who cares?
Was he
He
supposed
doesn't
to
know these people from a ham sandwich.
Quit stealing my line.
He knows people.
He's gonna put his penis in both of these sisters and then a ham sandwich.
Well, he didn't. So
He's
anyway,
gonna put his penis in both their ham sandwiches.
This brings me to the second reason why Joe didn't continue watching the show, which
Okay.
was not the sex. I'm not even gonna go with that last comment. But you, Joe, hate songs and shows about California and about making TV shows and about all of that stuff.
okay.
So that the fact that
So you-
Gus for about 5 minutes in the show worked on a Hollywood set, you hate this show.
Yeah. That's a small thing.
I mean, he's not like he worked for like the kid actress that happened to be on a Hollywood set.
Uh-huh.
He's an on-set tutor.
So you're telling me that I didn't choose either answer as to why
No, I
you
think that-
stopped watching the show?
I think the sex thing is a reason. I just think your problem with the twins or the
oh
sisters.
my gosh, we're going back to that?
No, what I'm just saying.
Stop.
I'm saying sex is a problem for Joe and shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying
California is too.
sure, but I don't think that part was a huge part of the show. It
Well-
was so small that I don't think it mattered.
Well, let's ask Joe. Joe,
Yeah, it was just a small bit. There's more things about the show that bother me.
like,
Okay, so who are our characters again in the show? It's Gus. And tell me about Gus.
nerdy guy lives alone in a bachelor pad.
Great. And then who's Mickey?
Crazy girl taking Ambien.
Great. Now, who does Mickey have relationships with?
Crazy guy who's addicted to cocaine, and sister who's smoking around a child, and roommate who we don't really understand yet.
Okay. And then who do we see Gus with?
Gus has got his friends that are in college that live at his shitty apartment
Romantically. Who are the women he associates
building. Controlling women, and then you're shaking your head. What
I
am
don't
I
know.
getting wrong?
I don't know
I'm
if-
trying to go in a roll here.
I don't know if Gus's ex-girlfriend was controlling. She was just kind of like, I feel like they were in a relationship of convenience.
Mhm.
and it was just kind of whatever. And then, but
He wasn't more into her than she was
Gus
into
is
him.
Gus is a human. Sucks.
He's a dweeb. And he's
I feel like I'd be friends with him.
average looking at best. I don't want to say mean things.
I think he's
He's
cute.
in the eye of the beholder. Sure.
in his own way.
He's dweeby. He's like, he doesn't have any sort of like internal motivation. He's just sort of along for the ride.
That's true.
And throughout this, and like going into this show, you know that it's going to be about him falling in love with Gillian Jacobs. And then it starts out with him in a relationship with like the hot girl from the AT&T commercials. And then in between, him as like a like dude in his mid 30s is like having a threesome with like 2 like hot college girls. Like, it's just, and this is a thing that keeps coming up in Judd Apatow stuff, where it's just like dweeby fucking losers with just getting a bunch of hot chicks. And that's like,
it is weird that he went from like, yeah, he was like dating a hot chick and he didn't do it right. And then he decided to be sad for like a month and a half. And then at the end of the episode, he was now about to have sex with 2 hot chicks by just being like...
So should they have been not attractive? Like, what do you guys want? Like, do you want to reach for the more realistic situation, or...
I just think I think it's just like the coincidence of this like dweeby dude keep falling into like really good situations.
It feels a little bit like
you've heard this story already.
It's a little too fairy tale in a way.
It's a fairy tale, and then you think about that, who are the writers of this show? Judd Apatow, Leslie Arlen, Paul Rust.
And Paul Rust himself.
Paul Rust is the writer of this show. So this dude's writing a show where he's a fucking dweeb, but he's getting all these chicks. It's like a fantasy that I fucking like hate, and it's prevalent in a lot of TV shows where you just have ugly or terrible guy with hot put together women.
Joe, your feminism is just...
I don't even know that it's a feminism thing so much as like...
it bothers you, and I appreciate it.
Well, it bothers me, and I think, like, honestly, I think part of it is, like, jealousy. Like, fuck, like, you could get a girl like that? Like, I don't have a fucking threesome. I'm dweeby enough.
You are, Joe, you are dweeby enough. But if anybody tries to have a threesome with you, I'm going to be pretty pissed off.
On, like... the feminist side, like, then you look at Mickey's character, Gillian Jacobs' character, and she's a fucking mess. Like, she's for some reason hung up on this guy who's like addicted to coke and terrible and like a man child, and then now she's gonna fall in love with this dweeby dude. And like the interaction we see between the 2 characters is she's at the gas station trying to buy a cup of coffee, just trying to piece herself together, and she doesn't have any money, and so Gus just happens to be there to like sweep her up and put her back together.
You know what's funny is while you're just saying that, I thought about them coming together like as a relationship, and I went, in no part do I see either one of these 2 people like making each other better. You know,
I see the boy saving the girl. Like, this is when the guy comes in and he's gonna straighten up her life and get her more together, and then help her be more successful at her job. Yeah, but she's also gonna help him. I see some future in this.
I think he's going to feed her fish. I don't think he's going to teach her how to fish.
He's going to buy her a cup of coffee.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I think.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I think she's going to eat the fish. You can give her the fish.
She's
going to eat
analogy, it. Like,
what I'm saying is, like, he's going to, like, I think they're going to get together, and then, he's going to be, like, she's fucked up, so he's going to, like, provide for her. But it's not going to be, like, he's going to provide for her, and he's gonna be like, isn't it great when you're not doing tons of drugs and being crazy and like settling down is like kind of good for you? And then she's like, maybe you should like step out of your comfort and like kind of learn a little bit more about yourself. I don't think they're gonna like grow a lot as people together. I think they're just gonna like clash and bash heads, but it's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
for them.
I'm hopeful for anybody who watched this show that instead of them making a mockery of relationships, they actually like grow and get better together. But it does bother me that we have this crazy girl yet again. I feel like every show that I've been on recently has had
other shows
girl,
with crazy dudes and really well put together women.
And the women put them together?
Yeah. Like, I mean, is there a show where
My Best Friend's Wedding?
Like where Gus is the girl and Mickey is the boy.
Well, there's shows where the girl is really well put together, the guy's a mess, but then somehow like they switch it around.
But the problem with that is that when the girl's really well put together, she's still a super hot chick and she's really put together. Yeah. And the guy's still kind of, well, he might be a hot dude, but he's just a mess.
He's a mess. But
There's no like.
what ends up happening is they find out that the girl she's actually like really fucked up and crazy, and the guy is fixing her.
Wait, did this happen in Big Daddy? I just have to know. Like, you watch that show so much.
No, Adam Sandler got a kid.
Yeah, he's got a kid.
He doesn't get
the
better.
girl's not really in the
His
picture.
girlfriend at the very beginning breaks up with him because she's actually pretty and has her entire life together, and he's a loser.
This does tie back to Big Daddy.
So she breaks up with him, and then he gets a kid delivered to him by accident, and he keeps him to try to prove to her that he is like responsible. But then they never get back together. He meets a different girl.
Mm.
So then while he's actually like improving himself throughout the movie, he meets a girl while he's doing that. So he's already like on an upward trend of like becoming a better person. And he's not a bad guy either. Like, you know, I feel like Gus is kind of a bad guy. Like he acts like he's too. He is fake nice. Like he just does what he think you want.
This is the Woody Allen character. He's so a Woody Allen from like, what's that? You guys know a lot of Woody Allen movies?
Yeah.
Any of them?
No,
Oh,
I don't.
shit.
I do know some, but I can't come up with any.
I know. Why is it so hard when you're just like?
But he's like kind of neurotic and nice and like
And then
well-meaning, but like
gets the hot chick.
uh-huh.
This is the
And written by Woody Allen.
yeah, exactly the
Who
same
is
kind of
just
stuff.
the Judd Apatow of his time.
Oh, sad.
I mean,
Wow, this doesn't lead to like an exciting ending for me. I like was trying to do predictions and it was tough times. Although maybe it could be funny. I don't know. What do you guys?
I mean, I don't hate it as much as Joe does, and I think it was like totally fine. But I don't like see this like arc of people being like people I'm interested in, people I would want to be friends with.
It's very specific. It's specifically engineered for me to hate. So I don't expect other people to hate it.
I bet you love the ending.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
I see it. Okay, there was.
I think my predictions design an ending that like would make me go, ooh, I'd actually like to see how they end up like this.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I don't think they're gonna happen, but they're my predictions when we get to them. You know what I'm
You
saying?
think you're getting
Oh,
0
I'm
points,
excited
but
about this.
wishful thinking.
Yeah.
So I had like a one funny other side thing that I wanted to mention and maybe bring up on this moment. And I was nervous about talking about this because this is a real life thing that happened to me that's kind of funny. But have you guys ever had an ex come back into your life and invite you to join a cult or a religious group? Because it's happened to me.
Does the Catholic Church count?
No.
No, I'm just kidding. No. No.
I
No.
literally
I can honestly say no one. In fact, you know what? No one has invited me to be in a cult, and I'll be a little bit. I would go to one meeting.
Yeah, check it out.
I would 100% go to one meeting.
Go, I do not. Why are you calling me? No, I'm not joining your cult.
I
That's
probably
what
wouldn't
you do.
go to a cult meeting with my like estranged ex that randomly showed up because I
No.
would be like, "This is a pyramid scheme. Leave me alone." But like, if somebody I met was like, "You want to come to this like crazy meeting?" and I'd be like, "Sure, Jake, come with me," because our friend Jake would love to do that, and we would go. And
I can't believe you invite Jake over me to a cult. Like,
well, Jake's another 6'3" dude, so I
That's
think
true.
me and him.
I might get.
You know what I'm saying?
I might get abducted.
If I go to a cult meeting with you, I'd have to be like, if shit goes down, I have to like make sure Claire gets out of here.
Nah, I would freaking get out of there.
But if I was with Jake, 6'3" dudes, I'd be like, okay, if shit goes down, me and Jake can go back to back and punch some necks. Like, you know?
no, but while
I've never hit a person in my entire life. I have no idea how to punch.
Oh, and Jake wants everyone to punch him all the time. I don't understand that.
Well, he
Makes them feel alive.
He claims it'll make you a better person.
He'll make you stronger.
But anyway,
But
so
talk
I'm
about
in
this cult, sorry.
college. I'm in college, and this dude who is currently living in Cincinnati while I was in St. Louis calls me up, and he is explaining his, repenting for our relationship, which is really uncomfortable. And I had moved on by this point. And I remember at the time I had a flip phone, and the screen was broken, so I couldn't screen calls. Did you guys ever have that problem in your life? It was rough times. Anyway, so I didn't know who it was that was calling, so I answered it. But he was trying to convince me to join a cult.
You know what I do? Stop you on that.
Yeah.
You know what I do when I don't know who's calling?
You don't
I don't answer.
I mean,
If it's important, they'll leave a message.
Yeah.
this was also like 2000 something.
Oh yeah, you forgot. You didn't know how to use phones back then. I forgot.
I probably didn't know how to use a phone.
Just excited to get a phone call back.
Oh my
then.
God, someone's calling me.
Woo! Woo! So yeah, it was the most uncomfortable thing.
Did you go?
I didn't go.
Oh.
But they had listed like locations I could go to, and it would be to pay. And it was like, this will change your life.
You had to pay?
Oh yeah.
Was
and
it
the reason
Scientology?
it wasn't Scientology. But I wish I could remember what it was, and I'm too nervous to stalk this person on Facebook to figure out what happened with their life. Either their life got so much better because of this cult, or it got terrible, and I don't know.
When we stop recording, will you tell me this person's name so I can stalk them
Absolutely,
on
because
Facebook?
once you know his name, you're gonna like think it's even more funny.
Is it like
James Franco?
No, I wish.
the great
Paul Rust?
the great
Yeah, it's Paul Rust, man. Shit.
I'm like bagging on Paul Rust. He's probably a nice guy.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, the problem is you're bagging
You're
on
jealous
his
of
character.
him.
Yeah.
You just wish you were
That
him.
AT&T girl.
Joe has a celebrity crush, everybody. And her name is Milana Vaintrub or something like that.
Cool.
Apparently, she was on YouTube.
Yeah, she was two something girls, and they did like interviews with people.
Huh.
Two broke girls isn't right, but they did interviews with people, but they did like really awkward interviews.
Okay.
So like, it was like a fake. It was like, you know, like the Between Two Shrubs with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
It was like sort of like that, but it was two girls that did an interview with somebody, and they made it look really awkward.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Should we predict?
Sure.
All right, let me go so I can describe how I want this show to end.
Ooh.
So my first prediction is Gus and Mickey are not together. Okay?
Okay.
I assume during the course of the show they dated and something happened, but I want them to have broken up and found their own. And this is what their own, I believe, is. I believe that Gus is dating somebody because I think that Gus never grows as a character this entire show. I think he just the only thing that will make him feel complete as a human is to just be with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Makes
think,
sense. I think that fits.
So I think that's what he's going to do. I think he'll be dating somebody seriously or together, and it won't be Mickey. And I think Mickey will love herself, but is alone.
Great.
But not in a
Of
but
course.
not in a bad way. I think she's like, but that's what I'm saying. I think the sad ending is Gus is the sad. You feel bad for Gus because he never grew and he just is with another girl because that's what he needs to like feel good about himself. But Mickey, in this episode, she was sad about losing her shitty boyfriend because like she even needed that shitty dude to make herself like kind of feel good too.
Even when they broke up, she tried to find a shitty Craigslist roommate.
Yeah. So she's been filling her life with just people too. But in this one, she might have a roommate, whatever, but like she's not with anybody and she's like super cool and like she's like, I'm cool with myself, everything's great.
Yeah.
And she'll find somebody down the line when time comes, but she doesn't care because she's cool with what she's got.
Great.
So I think it's a win for Mickey, a lose for Gus because he's a wiener. And then my fourth one is I think someone plays guitar.
Cool.
I think you like don't think that. I think you like. Am I shitting on the girl or something? Like you don't like what I said, Claire.
I just get a little bit annoyed with like the girl always has to end up alone and like.
But that's what I'm saying.
I get
is
it.
she-
She's so self-assured. And let her get it in. Come on, like.
Just because she's alone and self-assured doesn't mean she ain't getting some strange on
I'm
a
just
Friday night
saying,
whenever she wants.
like, why is it gotta be strange?
Or a Tuesday night. Who cares? She can do whatever she wants. She's empowered.
She's got an open schedule.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that the dichotomy of her being with no one and Gus being with someone has to be there to prove how like sad and alone Gus like kind of is by himself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her not being with someone proves that Gus is just a sad boy.
Well, okay. Shall I go now, Joe? You're giving me the eyes.
Do it.
Well, Josh just determined one of mine,
What?
and I changed one earlier, but you went with breakup.
Yeah, they're not.
So
those two
since
aren't
you
good.
went with breakup, I gotta go wedding.
Wait, you think they're getting married?
I put breakup or wedding, vote, and then you voted the other way. I take the other way. Okay. So I think though that I wrote also a note, they both grew up. My goal or my hope for this show, this is my only thing that if this happens, I will watch the show. They both grow up.
God, I want me to be wrong now because I want you to have to watch this entire show.
I will watch this entire show. I will binge it. They will have to both grow up and both like be complimenting each other in their relationship. Like they will find a way to be helpful to each other and to make them grow, which is why they're getting married. Okay. Since I picked marriage over breakup. I also think that Mickey is now on the radio. Because why not?
Oh, she's instead of like a program manager, she's an on-air talent.
She's going to do like her own radio show.
Sure. She does a podcast about love.
Sure. That sounds great. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to eat a hot dog.
Yes.
I just...
Like Lady and the Tramp style?
There was an extra line, and hot dogs are funny. So there's going to be eating a hot dog. And then my last one is that they're going to run into the exes. I feel like that's a great way to close a show.
So the cocaine guy and AT&T girl.
Oh, randomly run into them as our life is better now.
I almost put AT&T girl in my predictions.
Oh, yeah, because she's going to be in there.
Yeah, but it didn't. Well, I mean, if she's in there and she's redating Gus, then I win, you know?
Sure.
Oh, shoot. That's a full circle.
Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen. He doesn't deserve her.
AT&T girl. Who knew?
He deserves some stupid Verizon girl.
I have that Gus and Mickey are broken up when the episode starts, but by the end of the episode, it kind of hints at that they are like getting back together.
Oh.
Those are two separate predicts. So broken up to start, then 2 by the end, getting back together. Then I have that Gus gets rid of his rug that he bought in the first episode.
Oh, good throwback.
We see him throw it away or give it to somebody or something like that.
Because he bought the rug for his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I have that Mickey starts a cult. Oh
yeah. Nice. Cults. Did she invite her cocaine old boyfriend back?
Yeah,
sure. I hope so.
Sure, why not?
It's open to everyone.
Thing you got to do.
Let's get the cults. Yeah. This last episode is called Catalina.
Cool.
I thought you were gonna say cults.
Cultalina. Cultalina. So hit my microphone. Good radio. Let's dive into it and listen to it.
All right.
All right. We'll see you after that.
Bye.
And we're back. We're done with love. Everyone's in love.
Again.
Are you not in love, Claire?
I mean, it was fine.
All right, fine, whatever. Good podcast.
Would say I'm in love. Okay, sorry. That's a big word.
All right, so I have a write-up. Bertie, by the way, their Australian neighbor?
Roommate.
The Australian roommate, Bertie. You know, her name's Bertie, not Birdie. Like Bert and Ernie, like B-E-R-T. That's her name?
Like her full name is Bertrude.
So is her name Bert?
And not Bert, dude.
So her name is Bert?
Bertie. B-E-R-T-I-E.
Oh, it's still Birdie.
Birdie.
That's pronounced Birdie.
Yeah, but I thought they were saying birdie. Like a bird.
Oh, I didn't understand that there's a big differentiation.
Yeah, one is a T and one's a D.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just that you're arguing over spelling right now.
No, I'm not arguing. I thought they were calling her Birdie, like her name was a bird.
It's still pronounced Birdie.
Bertie.
It's still pronounced Birdie.
It's fine, but what I'm saying is I thought her name was a bird. You know?
Well, now she's a human.
Did you not think that's what her name was, or did you think it was Bert, like Birdie?
I don't think in spelling.
What did you think her name was when you heard like
Birdie? But
you didn't think like a bird?
I didn't go to a bird.
All right, whatever.
I'm sorry, I can't play into this game.
I don't think in spelling. What the hell does that mean? I didn't think in spelling. I just heard a name.
That is a great T-shirt, and I want it.
Well, that's the first and last T-shirt right there. I don't think in spelling. Birdie breaks up with Randy, and he does not take it well. Gus's boss hires Gus as a writer for a new sci-fi show. Gus and Mickey decide to elope and take Birdie and Chris with them, inviting the rest of their friends via mass text. While the group has fun on Catalina Island, Gus and Mickey's friends implant doubt into the couple's heads. During the ceremony, a nearby beachgoer suffers a heart attack, and the ceremony is set back. Gus and Mickey tell the group that they've decided not to immediately get married, but while the group is partying in the evening, they sneak out and complete the ceremony on their own.
Mm-hmm.
That is what happened. So
that's the whole entire episode.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, the beginning was like she was doing something at the radio station still, and and then he got offered a job.
Yeah, he wrote a script.
So he came and they had like and the way they were talking to each other right at the beginning, I was like, oh, they're just like good friends for like over a couple minutes.
Yeah, because she was like, oh, what brings you around here?
Yeah, exactly. They were talking
you
like
guys didn't see like their connection.
they were talking like they were good friends, but they hadn't seen each other in like maybe a week or two.
No.
Oh, what are you doing over here?
They were talking like an in love couple. It was cute.
Oh, is that what they were talking like?
Yeah.
Because I thought they were talking about good friends that haven't seen each other in a while.
Okay, well, I think I'm right.
But so then, and I find out then they're apparently a couple again. It seems like someone was very shitty to somebody a year ago or 2 years ago or something like that. They mentioned that a couple times. Like, oh, this wouldn't have happened like a year ago. But then they decide to go elope in Catalina, and they invite the roommate, the bird, and their other friends.
Yeah, other friends.
But so their other friends the whole time are just like, you think this is a good idea? Like every nobody around them was like pro this move.
Yeah.
So
I feel like people
one
around
character
them
thought
were
it was
medium.
a prank.
Yeah, Joe's
favorite character.
He's convinced it was a prank, and he was the only one that knew.
He was just walking around like, I get it.
But they had like to decide they were going to get married. They had this conversation, which was like, hey, I want to keep doing this, right? And then they mentioned that they finally got their shit together. And then they talked about how in a relationship, the things they've learned was that they need to be open with each other and to be real with each other, which I feel like was Dee's advice.
Feel like
I don't know how the relationship actually is, though.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that is good relationship advice, and that's a good idea to do. But I feel like they just discovered that they should do this like 5 days ago, and now they're starting to do it by just getting married. Like, like, let's talk about everything. We should get married.
What if they had spent a whole season developing this relationship, and we're totally like
the season? The season could have only been a span of a week.
That's true.
We don't know how long their seasons are technically. But it was interesting. My notes for this whole show were going to elope. Everyone is not thrilled. To me, seems like the relationship is shit. ... But they get married anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, here's the deal. If all of your friends don't think it's a good idea, there's something wrong.
I mean, they showed up. What do you mean they didn't think it was a good idea?
They all were there to support their friends, but every single one of them. Well, the person that was the most happy about it was the guy who thought it was a joke.
Yeah, that was a prank.
Okay, but how many of your friends do you know that go get eloped? Like, I feel like anybody that gets eloped nowadays is thought of as like, are you sure about this?
Why?
Because it's like societal norms that we have these big celebrations for weddings.
I think that's stupid. I'd rather go get eloped.
Okay, so then when you decide to go get eloped, I want you to take note of how many friends are like, are you sure you don't want just like the big thing?
I don't think I'll get a lot of that though.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying.
I would not say that to you.
Yeah.
Joe doesn't want to buy you presents.
And I don't want his presents.
He'll
then.
Venmo you mid-wedding. It is so embarrassing.
Not if you elope.
That's fine. I'll tell him I'm eloping at 7:15 tonight, Joe. Venmo me at 7:16. It'll be right in the middle.
He probably would. It would be like a low amount though.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. One of my a low amount. That's okay. I don't care. You don't get married so people give you gifts. If that's the reason why you get married, then don't get married.
You're talking to people who haven't gotten married, so like we don't really know.
I'm not married either, but like, you know what we should do? We should get married because we'd get a lot of gifts.
You and Joe
really need some.
No,
gifts.
I'm just saying that's what someone like says to their future spouse.
I would not be shocked if somebody said that, but it seems like
done
a
it
terrible
100%.
amount of work.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Did you guys take note of the 3 questions that I think it was her sister asked her, like to prep her for getting married?
I like the one was like, do you respect them?
Well, that was number 2. But number 1 was, do you guys have fun hanging out when there's nothing else going on?
Uh-huh.
Which I thought was cute. Okay.
Yeah.
2 was, do you respect each other? And then the 3rd was, do you guys have a good sex life? Which, okay. You guys have no feelings about these 3?
Yeah, they're good questions. I mean,
Yeah, that's fair.
I agree that they're good questions.
Wow.
What am I? Should I be like, oh my god, those are the most amazing things I've ever heard? This broke my mind.
I don't know. I don't know. Earlier today, you started off with deep questions. Joe's asking them,
That
and
was Jay King.
then they actually happen, and then whoa.
Here's the deal. I'm still not convinced that they have a good relationship, and now they're married, and I don't think it's gonna last. Like if this show went on for 2 more seasons, they'd get divorced.
So we need someone to go back and watch the whole show and find out if they have a good relationship or not.
He doesn't. Nobody in that show thought they had a good relationship besides those two.
That's his point. Is all their friends are like, you should.
I feel like her roommate wasn't mad about it, and they all showed up. Like they were all standing there supporting them.
Just because you don't agree with one of your friends' decisions doesn't mean you're not going to technically support them to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you've showed up to a bunch of weddings that you were just like, I don't know about.
You've never been to a wedding where you were
Yeah.
like, I don't really see this.
I ask everyone I know whose weddings I've been to listen to this podcast, so I can't really have any opinion on that.
Well, they don't know which one. You don't have to say their names. You've been to 20 weddings in your life. You've
More
never
than
been
that,
to
obviously.
one wedding that you were like, I don't think so.
I'm going to say no comment to this.
So she has, obviously, because if you didn't, you'd be like, of course not. But so obviously you have.
Josh, let's hear about one of yours. Let's
I've been
dive into
to
it.
one of my friends' weddings who I don't think should be married. 100%.
Did you stand there like with
No,
like
no,
a
I
stick
went-
and a mug and
No,
you're
I
like,
just went to their wedding.
and you're like, this sucks, they shouldn't get married, or did you
No.
just like stay quiet?
No, I just stayed quiet and went to their wedding. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying
You
Stay
is,
quiet, had a
forever
good
held
time.
your peace.
so what I'm
forever?
saying is, I did even less than these people. These people went to the wedding and questioned it while they were like there. And I went to a wedding that I didn't like. I was like, really? They're getting married? Like, maybe you should wait a minute. And I just went. I didn't even question it. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
You're
You
just like, good
must
on you
not
guys.
have
to get
been
married.
tight friends.
why?
To like not if it was your tight friend.
Just because my type, it wouldn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. The relationship.
Are they still
between-
married?
Yeah.
Oh,
The
so you're wrong.
Okay, I was wrong
for now.
for now.
Oh my gosh.
Currently, I'm wrong.
All right. I don't know why I've decided to argue with you about this, but I am.
Well, no. What I mean, just because someone's your friend doesn't mean that you have to agree with every decision that they make. And all you want is the best for them. So the reason why I was like, maybe not.
It's because you like, well, I hope this works out.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I was like, yeah, hopefully this is great for you. But I'm like, I don't really see it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also not in this relationship. And so their friends weren't in a relationship, but it didn't seem like any of them saw it. So the only thing I'm getting at is everybody at that wedding didn't really see it. But they were there supporting them anyway because they're their friends.
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm saying. So it seemed to me by watching the show that the relationship wasn't very good. Because they kept, every time they talked to each other, they were like, we're cool, right? Like
Yeah.
they kept having to like reassure themselves. Which that could just be wedding day jitters, I guess. But
There's that other friend who was like gonna give a speech, and he was like running his speech by him. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell this story about how like you guys are fighting this one time," and he's like, "Oh, maybe not that story."
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
he
yeah.
kept going with other stories of like, "Oh yeah, you didn't know I was there, but I heard you guys fighting. It was crazy."
I mean, that was like a good way of telling me again, like, is the relationship okay? But I was also just like, man, that's a really tone deaf friend. Like, really? Those are the things you wanted to say at their wedding? Like, that's silly. But yeah, that. Yeah, Joe's wearing gloves now. It's really cold in my apartment. It wasn't this cold when we got here, right?
It wasn't. No.
It's like dipped hard.
And it's getting warmer outside. It's like the opposite.
Yeah.
What kind of cold do you keep saying it is, Claire?
Oh, ice cold.
No,
Or
man. Come
ice. What was I saying? Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
remember.
I don't know what's happening.
gosh.
What did she say?
Stone cold.
Yeah. So I have
Claire 316 says it's stone cold in here.
Okay, I did not have any wrestling connection to that, but it's stone cold. It's
Yeah.
cold.
That's what we were thinking every time we were saying it. Stone cold.
I know. I don't know. I don't think I see myself watching this. I definitely don't see Joe watching this.
You have to watch this. They got married. You said you would.
Did I? No, I said they would have to,
They'd have to grow.
up and like be showing that they are
they
making each other better people.
They explained to
You-
each other how many.
But you just went off on how their friends think they're not good together. I don't think I'm bought. I don't think.
You can grow and not be good together.
I don't think I have to.
Yeah,
I don't.
know. I didn't really see much growth.
Joe, so what are
I-
you?
I-
As the
I-
judge, do I have to watch it or not?
Yeah, I like this episode.
You did?
I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
No one had sex.
No one had
Good
sex.
point.
The relationship, like, although maybe not the most sturdy, seemed natural. I liked the. I think the ending is what stuck it for me. That they decided not to get married, and then they're like having their little party, and "You and I" by Wilco was playing.
Yeah, I did notice a Wilco moment.
And then they just snuck off to go get married, and like they were like giggling while it was happening. I thought that was like really nice. Like it's just like at that point it's just like they knew in the moment like this is what we want to do, so we're just gonna go do it. Fuck what anyone says. And I think that's just kind of a nice sentiment. Judd Apatow's not promising us that they're gonna be together or that like this is gonna work out, but like this is just what they want to do, so they're doing it.
And it left us happy.
I mean, I did think during this episode, I said, I mean, they just went and eloped. They can get married in 5 seconds. They can get divorced in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right?
I mean,
not a big deal.
and I'm fine with that. I don't really care. I don't care if they stay together or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If they're fine with it, they're fine with it. But I don't think this is a marriage that will last forever.
I think they're gonna keep growing together.
But yeah, I just like that, like, you know, there's a whole episode of like kind of hemming and hawing, and at the end they just sort of went for it, and I liked that sentiment at the end of this.
Do you think if they had gotten married in front of their friends like they had planned, you would have been as positive about this episode? Or the fact that like there was that conflict, they couldn't get married when they wanted to, then they were like, oh, let's pause on this, and then they go do it under their own conviction that you liked?
Yeah, I think I like also that it was just them. Like it was like they're eloping. Like eloping is supposed to be you just run off and get married, and like for the sake of just getting married, and it's not a thing, right?
Right.
I
Well,
don't
I mean,
know.
I kind of liked the idea of texting people and saying, yo, we're just going to get married like at this point. If people want to come, you can come. If not, whatever. I mean, that's basically eloping's just not making a big deal out of it. So just texting people that you're going to do it
Yeah, I like
is
the
not
way
making a big deal. It's just like, yo, come and party with us if you want. If not,
because the way that they said it was no one's invited and no one's not invited.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I don't know.
you're going to watch
It just-
you're going to
I mean,
watch
I
all
just-
of the show now, Joe.
So eloping to you is like just two people, like not.
Just going to the courthouse and getting married. Like I've known a lot of people that have done that, and it's just like to them it was just important to just get married. Like they've been together a long time and they don't need a big thing, or like they've already like, you know, had a lot of life stuff going on, and they're just like, you know, let's just get married. We love each other.
Do you think that this couple is either of that?
Either of what?
Either of those scenarios, though?
I don't know. I feel like by the end, I like the gist that I got is they're just, you know, they're just like, fuck it, we're thinking about it too much. Let's just get married, and we'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
They just moved in, you know, they just treated them, let's move in together, whatever. They even live together?
Yeah, he lived there with the roommate.
He did live there? For a second, I was like, I don't even know if he lived with them.
He was like packing his stuff.
I didn't know if he was just helping her pack her suitcase.
It could have been.
That's neither here nor there, really. I mean, I liked how it ended.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked how it ended more than them just getting like married, like in front of everybody. I liked the little like switcheroo that they did.
I like the way that they did when they were doing the ceremony. She was reading her vows, and just the way that it was edited. That there was an argument in the background, and you could like kind of hear it in the background, but like you couldn't really hear what they were saying, but you could just hear just enough of it to like take your attention away. Like I had no idea what Mickey was saying. I could only like hear like stuff in the back, and I was like, something's going on.
Yeah,
That was how my
distracted.
brother Jack's whole entire wedding was.
Yeah.
It was on this island in Detroit, and there's all these like family reunions going on, and they had these huge speaker systems. But my brother on the botanical garden area couldn't have a speaker system, so he had a Buddhist monk. And then they did the whole prayer ceremony, and it was like in whispers, and all you could hear was like, back that ass up. And my stepmom, everybody's trying not to dance along. Everybody's trying to ignore it and like listen to the cello and like the conking of this shell thing. And it was really beautiful ceremony. But my stepmom is full on dancing the whole time to back that ass up, or like whatever song is. Like she's jamming out, and it was so bad. Whatever, Luke laughed.
I mean, if you're gonna get asked to back the ass, then you gotta back the ass.
Oh,
you know?
not at a Buddhist wedding ceremony.
Well, I mean, you know, the outside world beckons you to dance sometimes. What are you gonna do?
But yeah, so uncomfortable during a wedding ceremony to have like that like side thing going on.
It's one of those things. I mean, if you're going to get married outside, shit's going to be around you. Things are going to happen. Might rain that day. Might back that ass might be playing really loud. You know,
You
who
guys
knows?
should like create a set of these podcasts that are like your wedding advice podcast. Like you just like
Just
can
qualified wedding advice.
yeah. You just before you get married, listen to these couple episodes because this one's great. Like don't get fucking married outside. It could rain.
I mean, I don't.
Josh's advice.
I don't think don't get married outside. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna get married outside, don't be like pissed when like it might be drizzling out, because if it rains where you live, it might rain. You know.
What's the most fucked up outdoor wedding you've been to?
Well, one time, my brother-in-law got married and Back That Ass Up was playing. Wow.
Isn't his name Jack?
No, yeah, no, I people have gotten married outside and I feel like it's gone fine, but it's just like somebody I worked with tried to get married like last spring, but it was like when it like crazy snowed,
Like
you know?
April?
Yeah, they tried to
That
get married.
blizzard?
Yeah, they tried to get married they got married like early May, but it like blizzarded like end of April.
Yeah.
And they were like freaking out. And I'm like, you try to get married outside in the very beginning of spring in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, you
like
gotta be prepared.
It worked out really well, and it was fine.
Yeah,
Like
'cause I
everything
remember it got
thawed
warm,
and it
yeah.
got really warm, and it was fine. But I was just like, you're going to get married in the snow. That's just
Yeah, you got a Murphy's Law. You gotta just
you gotta
prepare for the worst.
You gotta prep. Like, fine, risk it, but you gotta prep. If you don't prep and you gotta get in your running around in a soggy marsh because you didn't prep, like, sucks to be you, I guess.
I don't know. I've had bad luck.
Or you gotta
outside.
accept that, like, you're gonna get married in a soggy marsh.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's fine.
For some people, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that big of a deal. Just
I've
get
been a
married. You'll
guest
be
at
fine.
that wedding.
You're
been a few of those. And
you're-
and it like to the couple's credit, it seemed like they were just like, yeah, well, we planned an outside wedding. It might rain. It's raining.
I mean, most of the times things like that'll be like shitty then, but they'll mostly be funny later on. You know, so whatever. But you just gotta be
There's like
prepped.
3 that are still not funny to me. But you're right. You gotta be prepped. So, moral of the story: be prepped. Be ready for someone having a heart attack during your vows.
Listen to your friends,
Listen to your friends. I don't know.
and when you don't agree with the wedding, speak up. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Because neither me or Claire did. So
I never did. But that never happened to me. So I don't know what you're
of course
talking
not. No, why would it?
about. Joe, what do you think?
You know, I'm so turned off from the first episode that I can't watch this. But I did like the last episode. Being honest, that was funny.
It's good. It's a fun turnaround because normally you like I mean, just in general, like the pilot's usually a good one, and then the finale is a stinker.
Yeah.
You know, and this is kind of like the opposite for you. I'm pretty like I still don't really like either one of these people.
You don't love
Yeah.
love.
I just don't like these people.
Yeah, they're not great.
They're not good people.
So if the people were a little different, you'd probably be more into it.
No, I'm not saying like the actors themselves or anything. I'm
No,
just
but
saying
the
they're
characters,
characters.
yeah.
Yeah, but then it would be a different show.
Totally different.
Yeah, I mean that's key to any TV shows. You want to have to hang out with the main characters.
At least one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like we didn't get enough out of them in this episode to determine if I'd want to hang out with them. And I hadn't thought about it that way, but that's like the real like TV show buy-in.
Especially just like a TV show where it's just obviously like people in modern day like just chilling. They're not doing anything spectacular. You know, they're not like working for sports teams or like movie stars or like doing crazy stuff in this show. They're just like dude's a tutor, girl works at a radio station.
Yeah.
And they have like roommates and shit.
You
Like,
have to be able to hang out with these characters if nothing's going on. You have to be able to respect these characters.
Oh,
And would you want to fuck any of these characters?
going right back to the 3 questions.
I mean, I can say yes to some of those questions, but I couldn't say yes to all 3, and now I don't want to watch the show. These is good criteria. This is good criteria whether or not we want to watch these shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave those questions
Yeah, see,
posted.
these wedding
We'll keep
questions
those
are
going
now
forward.
going forward. Should we
For
dive
like, do you love the show or not? Okay, so did you get points?
No, I don't think I got anything because I said Gus and Mickey aren't together anymore, and they definitely are. Gus is dating someone else. He's not. And then Mickey loves herself but is alone, and that is not true.
No.
And no one plays guitar. I was searching.
Oh,
You think that would have
yeah.
been one?
I was hoping that maybe one
Like
of
a
their friends
wedding.
brought a guitar to the wedding or something like that.
That was a really good guess.
Well, it wasn't because I got 0.
I had that they were broken up at the beginning and would get back together in this episode, which they were already together, so no points for that. I said that Gus gets rid of his rug, which we didn't see.
Didn't see no rug.
Yeah, and that Mickey starts a cult, which we also didn't see.
The cult of weddings.
I don't know. I would almost give. I know Josh is not.
They weren't. They were together already.
I would give you like a partial point for like.
The rug?
No, they were gonna call off the wedding and then they didn't.
They weren't getting. They weren't
Yeah.
breaking up though.
Not enough. Okay. I thought it went with your thing. So I'll do this backwards. Run into exes. That didn't happen. Eat a hot dog. There's no hot dogs.
No hot dogs.
Mickey's on the radio. Nope.
Seemed like she was still like producing or being a manager. 'Cause
somebody else though.
the other girl was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get a big old point for a wedding.
Way to be the single point winner.
I mean, it was for a wedding though. That should not count in this game of first and last.
Hey, I mean, I thought they were not going to get married eventually, so they pulled the wool over my eyes.
Oh, that wool.
Sheep's wool.
It's probably warm.
Lanolin.
Could use some right now. It's cold.
It's cold in here. Well,
Stone cold.
well, yeah, I'm probably not going to watch the show either.
I'll let you guys know. We'll see.
Well, Claire has to watch the entire show because she promised she would. It's on tape, so on the audio tape that we've been running this whole time. But before we all freeze to death in my apartment, I'm gonna let these two leave. I'm gonna get under a bunch of blankets.
That sounds great. I walked past your room and it did feel warm in there.
The room's warm,
Yeah.
but it's just because our bedroom is above the heater downstairs. So it's like the heat from the heater, I think, makes it warm.
Yeah, it seems great. Never
It
leave.
seems pretty great. Like in the middle of the night, I'm like, I'm hot. But anywhere else in the apartment, you'd wake up and you'd be like, I'm freezing. Minnesota. Yay. Don't worry, listeners. I called my landlord, and hopefully they'll fix it.
It's also gonna be like hot this weekend. So.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, but here's the deal. That was a thing too, because I think the guy one time he came and one time our radiators exploded from the neighbors above us exploded and water was flowing down our wall, and the landlord guy came and he said that like the thermometer for this side of the building is in the apartment above us. So like not every single apartment has a thermometer.
So their apartment could be really hot and they're like turning it down.
Well, essentially, if their apartment's really hot, then that'll regulate everyone else's heat. So I think if their apartment's really hot, then the heat will be lowered to make them stay whatever. And so then if ours is cold, then ours just stays cold.
And if the
Gotcha.
radiators are blowing up, they're not bleeding them.
Yeah. So
Stone cold. This
Stone
made me
cold.
So frustrated.
So, well, hey everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for, not sharing. Have a good Valentine's Day.
Have a good Valentine's Day. It's Zelda's birthday.
Oh, your doggy's birthday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, have a good love day and have a good dog birthday. If it's
so
your
fun.
dog's birthday too.
Oh my gosh, then our dogs should be friends.
If your dog's birthday is on February 14th, tweet us at F&L Podcast and say, happy birthday, Zelda. And we'll say, happy birthday. Insert your dog's name.
We will.
We will.
We will.
Claire,
We do free dog birthday
free
grams now.
Free dog birthday grams.
Jimmy's in charge.
Jimmy's got to do it. He saves whales and he wishes dogs happy birthday. All right.
That's an awesome idea.
Pretty good, right? We can start a business.
Done.
Dog
Done.
grams.
Done.
We'll see you next week for another First and Last. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
A little too inflected.
Joe's waiting the entire episode to just say that.